Hey, it's Christine Grace. Welcome back to my channel. Today is another reaction video. Like the video on your way in. Let's get straight into it.
Is there a concrete example of something where you said something, and I'm not thinking of anything in particular. I'm being entirely genuine here. Is there an instance where you feel you said something that appeared to be true to you at the time, and knowing what you know?
Yes, I think I was a little dismissive of the men going their own way, because I think I called them pathetic weasels, and I had my reasons for that. My reasons were, roughly speaking, that
Who are the men going their own way, just for context?
Well, they're a group of people, mostly on the net, who've been burned in their relationships, or who conceptualize themselves as having been burned in their relationships. And they believe that the legal structure, in particular, in Western countries, is so tilted against men, particularly in family dispute situations, and divorce settlement, that it's safer for men not to establish permanent relationships with women, not to cohabit with them, ever. And they're a large movement. Now, how large they are, I don't know, but they're large enough. And they have what I would regard as an undue influence over relatively bitter and resentful young men who haven't had great success in the dating market and who are looking for a rationale to write off all women because they're so hurt by their continual rejection. And that is not good for those young men. And so the reason that I disparaged the men going their own way was because I had seen the pernicious effect, these are often older guys, the pernicious effect of their world-weary philosophy on young men. Now, these guys think that they're just warning them, and they are warning them, but they're not just warning them. Now, the reason I regret calling them pathetic weasels is because they also have a point. I do believe that the court systems are staggeringly anti-male, absurdly, horribly anti-male. And I've seen my own clients, some of them who are really, really decent, hardworking, family-oriented people, demolished by the court systems. And so the men going their own way have a point.
And so this is the conundrum, because they have a point, but at the same time, we don't want to encourage more division between the sexes. When I say we, I speak for myself purely. I don't want to encourage people to go their own way, to not interact with the other sex. I don't want to encourage what will ultimately lead to the destruction of humanity. However, can I blame them? No, not at all. Is everything they're highlighting true? Yeah, absolutely. So what do you do with that?
I'm sorry that I called them pathetic weasels, but I outlined my reasons. And so, yes, I do regret that. I have to be careful because I do have a dark satirical sense of humor, and I can utter epithets, let's say, for the sake of punctuating a point, while simultaneously forgetting that 150,000 people will listen to it. So I regret that.
I often admire the ability of public speakers, whether it be content creators, politicians, anyone who has any kind of platform where a number of large people listen. The ability to say, I made a mistake. The ability to say, I thought something before and I've reevaluated and I don't quite think it now. Or to add the nuance to it, like Jordan Peterson just did there. I really respect that. And I often get confused with people's lack of understanding when it comes to things like that. If someone changes their mind on something, they will say, well, you're a hypocrite and I never believed what you said in the first place, without recognizing that it requires us to change our minds on things in order to grow. If people didn't change their minds on anything ever, then we'd be stuck on a lot of things in society. Now, of course, that borders on the line of tolerance and how far you should tolerate certain things, and it's a whole different conversation. But the ability to change your mind and to publicly state that you've changed your mind when people have already been listening to you for so long, I actually really admire that. And I think it speaks to honesty, and I think it speaks to human nature. We're never the same. We're constantly growing, constantly aging. Every cell in your body is replaced every 7 years. We are never the same. So our thoughts surely are never going to be the same. Just my 2 pence anyway. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up on your way out, and be sure to subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with all of my content, and I will see you very soon in the next one. Take care.